Hello. So this is me making my terrarium. This was actually my very first time of ever doing this. It was the best time ever. And if you are ever scared about trying a new creative project, all I can say is don't be. Um, I have done creative projects in the past. I'm, used to working with paints and pencils and all different types of mediums. So I have got some experience and some background, but this was the first time I'm using these particular items. So as you can see, I moulded the air dry clay, and then I used a plastic bag to stamp the base of the crystals in that I'm using, just so I had a rough idea of where I wanted to place foliage and other decorations, as you can see. Um, I also didn't want the clay on the crystals. Some crystals are not good with water, so I didn't really want to put any of them underneath the tap if I didn't have to. So this just protected the crystals from having any clay adhered to them. You just have to keep testing the top fit. The foliage will stick out, and sometimes you don't see it until you're testing it, hence me putting the top on and off quite frequently. I'm just using some craft tweezers here that I bought online on Amazon. I can put a link in if you're looking for any for yourself. The grip wasn't super strong on them, but that kind of worked well because the foliage is obviously quite delicate, so it allowed me to, as you can see, like just push it in, get into the finer details and mould around some of the areas my fingers were just too big to fit. They worked really well. They are metal, but they feel really lightweight and really easy to use. I have hypermobility, so my hands are not particularly good at gripping things. So I think anything heavier or harder strength would have been quite painful for me to do, which meant I would not have been allowed to carry on with this project for as long as I was in this video, simply because my hands just can't grip very well. So the fact that they were light worked really well. And as you can see, I'm using them. This is one technique I decided to try out, which was to put the moss in by simply just sort of stamping it into the air dryer base. But it was quite fiddly and I wasn't too sure of the security of it. So I decided to use the glue, which is E6000 glue. Really, really great. And it's really safe for use on crystals and projects like this. So it kind of works with all materials. I am using real moss. It's been dried. I can link all the materials I used in the video below, in the description below. Just in case you do fancy trying any of it, I highly recommend all of the products. I think they were a great quality, really great value for money. And yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed using them. And as you can see, this was the first time that I was opening quite a lot of these items, and I had absolutely no issue using them at all. Like I say, though, I have got previous experience in various mediums, so maybe that helped. I don't know, but yeah, everything was really easy to do. I would advise, if you're going to do this yourself, I would advise that you plan it out first. In the very beginning of the video, you'll see that the terrarium was actually empty aside of the crystals and the toadstools, and I had previously placed these in just to see how I felt about the crystal placement, and they were left like that for quite some time while I waited for all of the things that I needed to come through. So I would advise planning how you want it laid out. You may think this bit was tedious, every single stone being placed, but actually it was the most intense joy, this whole thing from start to finish, actually. When I'm crafting, I'm just there, I'm very present. So for my anxiety, it's actually details that keep me in the here and now, even if it is in my own little world, making my own little world. It just flowed really nicely, and you know, projects don't always do that. So the fact that this one did has inspired me to continue making. I am thinking about putting together some little kits just to see if anyone does want to try it out themselves. They haven't got all the bother of finding everything themselves or worrying about it. But let me know in the comments if you'd be interested. But yeah, that's a side thing I'm thinking about. I am also thinking about how to put lights into these. However, the only issue I have is that quite a lot of lights are very, 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 very long or too bulky if they are short. So I need to research that a little bit more. But I shall update you when I get some if you're interested. But yeah, this project was just amazing. So I'm just going to leave you in peace while the rest of the video plays out, and you can just watch how it almost gets finished and then ends up at the end. There you have it, folks. That is the finished piece, and that piece was actually sold really quickly. I was quite pleased with that. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, it was sold. So I'm hopefully going to be able to make a lot more. Bye. Really appreciate it. Thanks.